okayfm 101.7.
Owura kwaku segbefia eye member Occupy Ghana na ye ne ntwetwe nkomo obari memo ache
Yeah, Eja, and I say when we chief from what is saying.
boko na also hu to say anopai woni Occupy Ghana for
Yeah, we pa na me adom.
na obibusa se eja ma Amidu wonu a na de adwuma ama no ohwe niema bi a ekọ no si tuo nkotwe de atwere mo se nsem bi wo wa na resignation no ehun no ehamu enu ne de ahi.
Let me say you can't executive interference. The work are independent commissions and are independent bodies. And no, I demand a certain posture be from office holders. No, you expect to say we office holder, our constitutional body more. Our constitutional body near independent. Who will occupy office no, and I will accept our independence no. Now the executive no encroach on our independence no. Now we Ghana. Not just why a disservice to the office no. May the Auditor General Bayan Faton Hokaka. In October around 2003, Hobe say, and at the government of the day no, a try say will be encroach on the independence of the Auditor General at the time. Or the court, Emma Court named Bura say the office is indeed independent financially and administratively from the executive. And a court no enforce the independence of the Auditor General. In TNA, the level, for example, I am successful in executing some of the work in the audit service now. Because of a Juma predecessors, one more year in order to assert one independence. Into Amidu Ghana we Ghana every the office of special prosecutor through his resignation. No, because now a unique opportunity be in one bar, even if he believes executive nowhere and quoting on his independence, he could have resisted. Or yes, sir, and Kabeboa ama the independence no, I am firm. I am certified. Not just all other governments thereafter, no, it be behaving in a way because one only say a bar office has said, yeah, it can never be under their control. And then he says disappointment. Yes, second disappointment is say we're a bit disappointed, say government and so a pencil a man resigning. Yeah, used to say they should have rejected his resignation. One more year, sir. It would have forced him to remain in that power and to prove the allegations now on you know. And this would have made it even more obvious either the government respected his independence and maybe a journey. And I said everything the government had done so far no, was to aid in that the development of his independence.
Abanye, young family be say, sir, government rejected one no resignation no. Was a chinchina knowing Amidu who he is, you know, or say, dear Mayan May, and okay, about better.
If the government rejects the resignation, it means then that the executive and the appointing authority, you know, has rejected it. And that basically means you revert back to power. You revert back to the office because your resignation was rejected. And government has the right to refuse a resignation, especially considering if they believe there's a lot of things that will be compromised in that resignation. No? So this back and forth between the government and Mr. Amidu, you know, shows because if you look and no, we are not really taking sides in the matter between the two of them concerning who we believe is telling the truth. And then you're changing this all kind of crane. But even when you look at the conversation between the two of them, if we take it from the government side, that basically means Adibia Amidu here, no, abang at the man. It is a onuna resigning there, then it means then that there's a certain level of incompetence or a matter of ego be involved from that side. Then he would not have been able to escape that if his resignation had not been accepted.
Abanye, asami buy out the resignation by ye. Was signed to be now letters name you back or the bar bontain back or the command penny in oh actually the reasons the Japa royalties dealing now cry a bem government ababonten thoroughly enso aba bechre niema wode ba ye no enchirimu a omo ede aba enti obi beka se akwa no kra na ese na government ya bre no to the sense say ya ma oka oba ya ase car no you know tire pressure sign so now the ogiri say tire pressure wo mo di bibia hye mu monitor ni ese san car no ma wo oba ya the second time no wo say o pick up me who the special prosecutor no dey pick up we ntema no ko pick up ma wo no asa ba so saloon car ni the saloon car ma wa wutwi ni be 1 month ya no aba say break band awe enti president kwesa na ba ya say we hu break band foforo a dada no a ye chisa no a car no nya de abewisu wo mo ko gamot ekope foforo ma ye mfa car asem to nchen sika ya property man no wa make attempt say obe sources kano ebi be compensation ebi de eti say ni pay na nyame aboa na atewa na ye president no say maba me resign ya wunye ni yodio no amfa no musuonko
Mami, the way I work on one, and o share ni ensama onwa mating Amidu no ekan na sanka mating Amidu because we say government probably no only from government's response no the woman say dia one ma breno because of the demands reasonable or unreasonable na papa no oyo but say ye position kakane say he was appointed ni appointment you know at the time I appointed Martin Amidu no na your friend citizen vigilante na ojina obeka ye training ebufu so and only the government at the time no in fact in some ways you know the government at the time quite say in so many ways he had even overtly disrespected the president at the time. And I think before by a Moshisho Obiama na special prosecutor no, it seemed in their wisdom say Obi or personal vendetta against the former government, you know, was the right person to fill that position. International say Nipane Bano righteous anger be a certain personal and maybe one more say in Tokwana personal, he has no stake in it. In the report and a multi position no so yet a sharing them. And many would in common say if government assumes say by appointing Martin Amidu as special prosecutor, the fight against corruption will be enabled. Then they are erring. We may not get those results. I think that the question you asked me at that time was whether or not were Ghanaians expecting too much of the special prosecutor. And I said, say because the enemy of my enemy is my friend. It is the fun one we assume say fire now or the year, you know, Martin do call court on the Ayariga issue. Or file cases now file them wrongly. And according to the assembly chain, what you should have done is to go and refile. But nani posture to say obia no court no nanke ni say court no to nasem actually, so he refused to refile. It basically, you know, this is the posture of the person. Onono Philly say it is his ego and at stake at that office. And a lot of the government's responses, you know, really speaks to that matter. So you get the impression, say, no, it was all about him. And when I say, what through BB that looks like a personal attacker, he responds in equal measure, pressed down and shaken together. So if government was having those discomfort now, they deserved it because what the decision making that went into his appointment was looking at it from that personal angle. But professionally and administratively, no, he had issues. And this was the reason why Nankeni said one accepting a resignation. So that because ultimately, you know, Ankaswa issues better than it. And then beyond all reasonable doubt, you know, we all would have then seen say he either is incompetent to occupy the office for which he then really needs to retender his resignation. But now he's gotten off the hook. And as I say, Akwakoye here say, where say, it becomes harder to find out who's telling the truth within that context. And that is why disappointed. And for us, no, on the basis of law, no, even if Martin Amidu was telling the truth about encroachment and interference. Now, we believe that running away by resigning was not the patriotic thing to do. I was a wood welcome because one say one independent organizations our constitution anymore one more powers have over the years been enforced by the law courts because the individuals stood their grounds. But the one standing on ground as a wood Ghanaian, why not embrana on Bayesa? In future, no, even if that were true, will be a mess with the Office of Special Prosecutor.
Obani, say more be a mobile more apart from the more the other two enemy at the mobile person money a buying share in the next appointment. You'd be appointed another special prosecutor.
And you hope, eventually, no, the next special prosecutor, no, would come and enforce his own independence. That is really why we were referring to our disappointment in his resignation. The main focus of our points, is asserting the independence of that office. So, when the next person comes, we expect Sani Pano, we will act more independently, and this is on the basis, even if the allegations are Martin Amidu on government interference, especially with respect to the Japan deal, was and of course listening to the response of government on the matter, it looks like and that's why I was saying it looked more like it wasn't so much about the office as it was about the man.
Mommy, we are dealing with you.
Serious issues go personal.
So, Obi Bisase, you
say, what you say as chairman. So, what the personal experiences and a basho no so. So, Obi for bar or no personal experiences may differ from yours. But Nyawo be and a bema okayfm show way, ejina and answer. And as a woman, her crampona, or being in the way we are showing it, filling your shoes no may be harder. Martin Amidu hasn't given us that opportunity. And I said the next OSP, and yet that type of person, even if the executive interfere, or begin an answer, no, I enforce it on the decision making in the office.
Madam, Papa.
Mr. Madam,
Yes, that's okay. 101.7 Sweeney, or quick seg big fear. Member, Occupy Ghana, and I can compare.
OKFM 101.7.